Oh, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Buddha back in the building for some more Last Cloudia content. Hope you had a good weekend. Happy Monday, everybody. We got a little bombshell dropped by AIDIS. I noticed it this morning when I woke up. They had dropped some Twitter announcements on the pre-release for the second anniversary countdown events, which we can see now transferred to the in-game news. So I figured I can just review it all here. I want to then check out some other things after we see everything in this notice, because there's some really exciting stuff. Really hype. Your boy is a little torn between some things. We're going to check it all out right now. So thank you for playing Last Cloudia. Thank you, AIDIS, for providing us Last Cloudia. And the second anniversary is coming on April 15th. Guys, I hope y'all have been saving, because Sage Zekis is cool. The Dr. Stone collab was wonderful. It is ending today, and it was fantastic. But I imagine got some game-changing stuff coming for the second anniversary, and these are the countdown events. So we're going to be looking at promotions, events, and the gachas that are coming. There's a lot. They dropped a lot of stuff on us. For promotions, obviously we're going to get a login bonus, part 1. Looks like we're going to get 6 of each crystal cluster, which is a really nice amount. Pretty much that's going to help fund any final ability board nodes that you need to unlock for certain characters. The part 2 login bonus is going to give us a total of 300 mother souls, which is great. And they're doing this redux, however you say that, event login bonus, which is giving us 600 orange orb recoverers. Now, I'm like, dang, why do we need that much? Well, it's because they're bringing back, we're going to see a ton of older events, which I'm excited for because it's for a lot of units that I wasn't around when these events first appeared. So it'll give me a chance to experience it for the first time. And yeah, 600 orange orb recoverers is going to be very necessary, I think. We've got some training promotions. The colored ability gates are going to be open every day, which I guess is nice, but I don't personally like to farm those and waste my orbs when I can just, auto farm world maps and get better results 99% of the time. But they will be using fewer orbs, which is nice. The eligible dungeons are the ones that we don't have to spend as many orbs on. Looks like about 8 days we're going to have the soul accumulation up, which is always nice. Usually it only comes around once or twice a week, I think. Now it's going to be up for a full 8 days. The special skill study dungeon is going to be up as well, giving us that 40 times AP, which is amazing if you're trying to power level some AP for units. And then for 3 days, the 21st to the 24th, they're giving us the busted super soul accumulation stage, which I've talked about in the past. I'm sure you've heard about it. If you haven't, this is where you can get a full 50 unit souls for any one particular unit. The way you cheese it, you bring the one unit that you want to focus on, and boom, basically it's going to give you a total of 150 souls for whichever units you choose, or 50 split 3 times across. From the 25th to the 30th, they're bringing back super training dungeon if you want to level up the units. They're bringing back the gear upgrade field, which I'm excited for. Looks like this is in the March 25th starting point. I took equipment enhancing material for granted when I first started, because I believe they had this live when I started during the 1.5 year anniversary. And being so new, I didn't realize or have the capability to take advantage of these equipment enhancing materials. However, now that I am at the point where I am, I would really like to farm as much of these as I can when we have opportunities like this, because I'd like to beef up some of these weapons now when I'm really thinking about how I want to build specific units. From the 31st to the 7th, we're going to get 1.5 times more souls, which is always nice from our towers, and the grand ability gate is coming back for a full week. Sweet. We're going to lose it, I believe, probably after today, if we haven't already lost it. I haven't even checked. And then we're going to get it back on the 31st. Great place to get your clusters. And Soul Field is also making a return, which for veterans, this does literally nothing for them because they have maxed blue and red tanks already. However, for me, trying to play catch up with so many arcs, this is a wonderful event for me. It'll help me level up a lot of arcs that I've been slacking on trying to focus myself. And then from the 8th to the 15th, All quests will consume half of the souls. We have the super training dungeon and the special skill study dungeon as well. I guess it'll make a comeback that last week before the anniversary. All right, getting down to the events. We're going to have a rerun of Vagabond Blades, which you can see is the Logia event. I'll be excited to play through that. I didn't get to see his backstory because I wasn't around when he dropped. And I imagine they're going to revamp the crystals that you receive by beating these events, throwing us some extra handouts, which is going to help me close the gap. I'm at about 72,000 crystals. I need about 18,000 more to get to that 90,000 safe pity mark for whatever they drop come the anniversary. So he'll appear March 16th, which is going to be tomorrow's maintenance. The Lukiel and Shin events are coming back as well. I didn't get to play those, so I am excited. Just more, like I said, new story I haven't been able to experience, and hopefully more crystals that we all get to farm now that they're basically revamped. I don't know if they're revamping it, but they're bringing it back, probably refreshing the rewards you can get from it. Looks like 3 separate events are included for these 2 characters. Then we've got Life for Lifeless Eyes. I actually did play through this. I made a whole video just documenting the story, the backstory of Alice here. So like I said, this ties back in. We get those rewards again, which is great. Fingers crossed, right? The Yashimaru event is coming. I didn't actually get to beat this the first time it was around. The Yashimaru event was up exactly when I started. And I wasn't high enough level with any of my characters to get through the whole thing. So I'll be able to clear this one finally. I should mention that after this Lukiel event, the Shin event comes the 19th. The final Lukiel versus Shin event comes on the 26th. Life for Lifeless Eyes is on the 29th. Yashimaru comes on April 5th. And Smiles from Fresh Blood, another one that I really couldn't take on because of my level when it rolled around, is coming on the 8th, so I'll be excited to beat that event as well. Tower of Trials for the month of March. I feel like I just beat it yesterday. We just had that awesome stream. I can't wait to do it again. If you guys want, I'm totally down to run another tower stream on YouTube. The turnout was great. It was so cool hanging out with all of you and talking with you live. And now we know we can beat it. So it's just about doing what we need to do and clearing all 80 floors in one go. I'd love to do that in a stream. Hopefully quicker than last time. I might try and focus a little bit more. But that'll be nice. I still haven't spent any phantom medals, so I do need to pick up some things. I may do that in order to take on the tower this time around. And that's going to come on the 18th, so just in about 3 days. Moving on to the gacha section. I got one word for y'all, and that's trap. Do not fall into this trap, okay? So the 16th, we're going to get a Logia gacha and a Lukiel gacha. The 19th, we're going to get the Blaze Blade Shin gacha. And the 5th, we're going to get the Yashimaru gacha. And then these seem to be the featured arcs that are coming along with these guys. You can get every single one of these characters on the general banner pool. Do not spend your crystals on these guys. For the love of all that is holy, please. These characters will come to you eventually just by playing the game through summoning with tickets, and none of these guys are absolutely needed for any piece of content in the game. So recognize this is the biggest trap banner scheme I have ever seen in my life. Do not summon, do not summon. I am 100% confident to tell you, do not summon. But then after that, we are getting some DOH unit gachas returning. So this is going to be very tempting. On the 16th, Balin's returning. I would love to scoop up Balin because he is such a nice addition to your team, being a no-attribute physical attacker, raising everyone's damage cap with his charisma. He's just a solid character, and I don't have his arc, the Silver Gray Swordsman. So, like, for me, Balin is very tempting. He's coming tomorrow, literally. Roland with Eldravana. Again, tempting stuff. I don't have the UR Arc Eldravana, although it's going to be on a non-rate up, which immediately deters me from even wanting to spend crystals on it. But the temptation is there, right? Because El Dravana is such a nice arc to have for the account. A lot of people are really wanting to summon for Cyberslayer Alice. She is such a cheese character. It's hard not to want her on your team. She's the reason I cleared as much of Tower as I did without even needing a mage, because her ultimate is so busted. So I understand people want to summon for her. And then Advocate of God Lily, I think, is, I don't know, she's like hated amongst 99% of the community right now. So I don't know if anyone's looking forward to Lily returning, but I know Alice is a big temptation for most. And if you want to throw a couple pulls at her, I understand, because she can be used to cheese so much difficult content, especially if you're a newer player. You know, people didn't realize how busted she was her first time around, and now we know. So it's going to be tough. If you want to throw a couple crystals her way, I don't blame you at all. Just know that 2-year Annie is going to be so hype. And there's another little something we're going to take a look at in a second. Countdown Gacha Arc. Spinning this gacha will reward medals that can be traded for an exchange ticket. Sounds like an Arc-specific gacha that gives you exchange tickets. That sounds like a waste of everyone's time, unless you're a mega whale that for some reason doesn't have arcs and you want to pick up one of the arcs in particular here. Maybe, but if you're free to play or budget spender, this Countdown Gacha Arcs and Countdown Gacha Unit seems like a waste of everyone's crystals. And then look in red. The medals received from this gacha are different from those received from the Countdown Gacha Arc. Oh, they're just highlighting the differentiation between these two countdown gachas. Yeah, I would not waste your time with this. And thank you for playing Last Cloudia. Anytime, AIDIS. I got you. Anytime. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. But some really dope stuff. All right, so that is the in-game news. There is a lot more to cover, so I'm going to meet you over on the World Wide Web. Here we are on Twitter. This is what I wanted to look at. This is the tweet I was talking about, one of two that they put out late yesterday, 11:14 p.m. I saw and kind of retweeted it, not really though, on YouTube. Not this one specifically, the first one that they dropped. However, this is the interesting one, in my opinion. The first one, they just showed the event rerun schedule. Here, they're showing the gacha schedule. We can see everything that we just saw in-game. However, there's one thing they didn't choose to show in-game, which just piqued my curiosity, and that is at the very bottom. I'm going to just move my mouse here so you can see 325 new unit, guys. We're getting a new unit appearance on the 25th, so only 10 days away. And there is no hints officially from AIDIS from who it could about who it might be. But I think I have a pretty good guess, and a lot of people are very sure, saying the exact same thing as me. I'm gonna say this, spoiler alert, kind of, not really, because you're gonna see the unit drop when it does, and AIDIS will probably announce it soon. However, if you haven't played all the way to endgame story yet, and you're literally gonna get there tomorrow, you don't want to be spoiled, I'll go ahead and put a little skip button so that you don't get spoiled as to any character design that you haven't seen yet. So this is your warning. Click away now. For those of you who are willing to stay, I think you should know who I'm about to pull up. And that is this sprite right here. Thank you, Captain Jabberwock and the data miners of the Last Cloudia Discord for pulling this image up for me again. Apparently there was a couple sprite images of this person, I'm going to say, in the data mine that I couldn't find, and I guess it had to be resurfaced, so Jabberwock was able to get me this image again. This is the dope sprite design for one of the big baddies in the current story, if you're up to there. DeGrow, however you say the name, it's spelled a little wonky. Is obviously, or I don't want to say obviously, but it's obviously a dark spear user. Some people have, like Mobile Gamers Unite, they're very hyped for this particular character because of the Empire of Might arc that released, who supports Dark Spear type users. So I do think it'll be a pretty good pair with whatever his/her kit will be. There's a lot of speculation. No one knows the actual gender of Killigrew. You can kind of see here, a lot of people think that the character's wearing high heels and has a bit of a womanly shape, I guess. So it's a majority consensus that it's a she from a lot of people. However, it's kind of inconspicuous. You can't really tell just because of the costume. The armor is sick. Either way, the character design is on point. He/she is a badass character in the story. So it's going to be a hype unit. It's going to be a hard one to skip for a lot of people, especially me. Sitting at 90,000, that's the thing. That's why I'm in a rush to get to 90,000 crystals, because anything over 90,000, I'm back to free spending however I want, however I choose. So I'd like to get there before this character drops and maybe, I don't know, get 3 to 5 multi-pulls in on this banner just to have a chance. We'll see what arc Killigrew brings along with him or her. Physical DPS seems like the obvious kit that is going to be rocked by Killigrew, but we don't know for sure. We're waiting on official confirmation. We know a new unit is coming, and this seems to be the obvious answer, the easiest one to speculate it being, because Killigrew is a hot topic in the story at the moment. So I wanted to show off a dope image of the sprite just to highlight how cool and how tempting it's gonna be for a lot of players to summon for this character, including myself. We'll just have to wait to see more details in order to make a better judgment call. Very well played by AIDIS, releasing a dope character right before we know that power creep, or I believe that power creep is coming for the second year Annie. Moving on to some other Datamined Goodies. You can see we have some images that Lake mined up for us. The almighty Lake found these images of some unreleased items in the game's data now. This from at this point, total speculation, all in my opinion. Take what you will from what you're looking at, but there's a couple things I wanted to speculate on. One, let's just look, these seem like holiday events items, so I don't really care about those, but I'm looking at little, what's your name? Salmia is the summoned character right here, and you can see the emblem is very particular, and it makes me think we're going to get some more super bosses. So if we go look in game, I want to show you this item right here. If I go to accessories, I just recently beat the super bosses, and you can kind of see, I mean, that's the exact same kind of emblem with a different, I believe it's the Stonewall enemy. You get that accessory from taking on the super boss event, Kingdom Come, taking on this guy, Nagaltar. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but this is where you get the Clawed Fortress proof once you beat this. So me putting 2 and 2 together, we have a new Salmia equipment item in-game with the same emblem as one of the super boss rewards. I think we've got some more super bosses incoming, which is great. Adds more content for endgame veteran players. Wonderful, I love it. We've also got some equipment, okay? Claire unreleased, Goroth unreleased, Blood Rose unreleased, Alice unreleased. Now, Alice unreleased, and a couple of these, I think this item right here is related to Sage Zek somehow, and the Pockle's just some Valentine's event, but I'm looking at Claire unreleased, Goroth, and Blood Rose. If these are new equipments coming for these older characters, I just want to propose the question, does that mean we're seeing some older unit buffs? We've got multiplayer dropping tomorrow, and Barleen, the GOAT community manager at the moment, did say there were a lot of plans in the works for AIDIS to roll out after multiplayer was not done, but at least in the game, and that ball was already rolling. They would get to a lot of things that a lot of us are asking for, including old unit buffs, QOLs, arena revamps, which we kind of already saw. So I'm hoping that with new equipment specifically for these characters that we haven't seen, maybe it's an indicator that we're also going to see some buffs to their kit, which would be hype, because Blood Rose, I think, is unanimously the worst character in the entire game. Correct me if I'm wrong. That you can pull. Let me just say that you can pull. Some more images were also dropped earlier this morning, I believe. And again, we're seeing a lot of unreleased holiday equipment. The reindeer suit. We've got this like Mrs. Claus outfit. Then we've got some kimonos, which is cool. But look at this. Zykes unreleased. Another Claire unreleased. Another Claire unreleased. And that says first anniversary. I don't quite understand why it says first. Shrug. I don't really know. It does hype me up. Tyria unreleased. That we've got some equipment coming for these older characters. Like I said, I hope it's an indication that we're going to see some buffs, some effort to bring these characters back to relevancy. And it's got me excited. It's got me intrigued, AIDIS. You know, your boy is looking at this with a smile, with a smirk. I hope you do us right. Oh, but that's going to cover the information that I could gather regarding everything that piqued my interest. We had a lot of stuff come today, last night, and today, this morning. So I just wanted to gather it all, kind of formulate my thoughts, and put it all together in this video for you. I'm going to chop and edit and upload it because I want to hear your thoughts. And are you excited for everything coming? Are there certain things here you just feel like you can't skip? Like I said, Cyberslayer Alice is a very juicy little character. A lot of people are going to want. However, we've got the new unit dropping on the 25th, so you'll be able to make your decision before Alice comes on the 31st. But then we've got the anniversary on the 15th. Do you have your crystals ready? Do you have a game plan, or are you just winging it like a lot of people do? No shame in it. Tell me what you think. Let me know. If you want to see some more streams, I'm thinking about doing a story stream tomorrow. So just clearing, I haven't beat the rest of this updated story. Starting at chapter 6.6, I haven't even touched yet since it dropped a little while ago. So thinking about doing a spoiler story stream for anyone who doesn't care about seeing story that they've already beat or that they just haven't played yet. I'll figure that out and drop info later. But thank you guys for checking out the video. And I hope you are doing well. That's all I got for you this time. Like I always say, work hard, play harder. See you in the next video.